Morning, Helen. Hope you're well. You've had a good week. I'm just gonna. Just trying to quit my email there, but I don't think I have. Good morning, Nikki. Yes, I'm well, thank you, Helen. I've had a busy week as well this week. All over the place. It's been very busy in work as well. Outrageous, really, but never mind. keeps me from falling asleep, I guess. So it's been busy in work, and then I've had a busy week outside of work as well. But it's okay. It's okay. How are you, Nikki? Excellent. I hope you're okay as well, Helen. I didn't say that, did I? So, yeah. I've just been having a little look at some of the flowers in my garden that I can see from the house because I haven't been out just yet. And one of my roses has been completely decimated by the rain, which I'm very upset about. Yeah, I'm with you, Nikki, as well. It's just like, what is happening with this time? It's just flying by. Morning, Brenda. Hope you're well. Yeah, we've had I just don't understand how come this time is just flying by so quickly. Morning, Moya. Excellent, Brenda. How are you, Moya? I hope you're well. I know you've had a busy week, but hopefully we can take a couple of hours just to stop, well, craft, chill out and all that. So I don't know how many is joining us today. I know a couple can't. I've had a couple of late minute messages as well. Oh, thank you, Moya. I hope it goes okay as well. It's a pretty straightforward card really today. So I think we might get time to do the second one, which I know was on the email yesterday. So if you aren't ready for it, we can do it another time. That's fine. We can just go with what we've got here. Don't know how. Well, we can make a start, can't we? So, hello and welcome. This is the card that I showed you on the photo. Now, I don't know. Are you just catching the sparkle? Yes, you are at the bottom, aren't you? You can just about see it. This has been made with the Lindy stamp sprays, 2 sparkly ones and one they call Flat Fabio, but it's non-sparkly basically. So I'm using that. Oh, Sheila's on as well. Hello, Sheila. Sorry, I've just seen her message. Oh, brilliant. Glad you can join us today, Sheila. That's lovely. So I've used 3 green ones here. Today, I know, sorry, folks. Sorry, what colour am I going for? I wonder if you can guess what colour my card is going to be today, this morning, which one I'm going to do this morning. Any guesses? Do you want to have a little guess what colours I'm going to use? Morning, Nicola. Yes, well done, Nikki. I'm going for blue. Those of you that know me well will know that I'd gone for blue. So I did a nice green one to go with my green pear, which we coloured up, and this is quite a good stamp. I mean, it doesn't really matter what stamps we use. We can use anything. So I've used the sprays in the background and for colouring up the main image as well. And I'm going to do a flower this time just to ring the changes so you can just see something different, that's all. So I'm just going to use a few different stamps. I am going to use All and Create again because, believe it or not, I couldn't, well, I was being naughty because I was going to use one of the clarity ones, but it was a lot of cutting out. So I chickened out of doing all the cutting out this morning on the camera, otherwise we'd be here all day. But I am going to try something with one of their flower stamps as well that I really like. Okay, and also when I was looking for it, I was thinking doing a butterfly or a different kind of flower, and I haven't got hardly any butterflies from Clarity. In fact, it was just like a real shock. I thought, oh, I must have got rid of them. I don't know why. But anyway, that's beside the point. So this is what this is the kind of card we're going to be doing. And as I say, I'm going to be using blue, and I'm actually going to use the hibiscus flower that I made a card with recently, which was posted on Instagram. I don't know if I put it on Facebook. I think I did in Tracy's, but I can put it up on my Facebook. I could do a blog page with it, which I haven't done. So I'm going to need to shake mine. So this is what we're going to need. So the first thing we're going to do, because we're going to try and leave this to dry naturally, which may or may not be that successful. Let me just double check the size of this card. I lost the piece of card that I cut last night. This morning I went to get it ready and I can't find it, so I had to hurriedly cut another piece, which of course is not a major issue in life. It's just like now I'm sitting here thinking, well, where the heck did that bit of card go? Mind you, if you could see my workspace, you'll probably say there, Angela. So with mine, I've got to shake them. So if you've got sprays that you can use and they're ready, great. If they need a little bit of shaking, great. Pauline, hello as well. I did see your message, sorry. Glad to see that you were able to join us. I hope you're feeling better. Sheila, still waiting for one drop. What do you mean, Sheila? Hang on, let's have a look. What are we doing here? Yeah. Okay, Sue. Well, Susan's dropped us a message because she unfortunately can't join us now. Oh, I see, Pauline. Yeah, hi, Pauline. Right, you said it's Sheila. Have you not had any rain? How could you not have any rain? How did you miss that? It didn't stop raining here yesterday. It is holding off at the minute, which is why my poor rose got decimated yesterday, and another rose bush is almost on the floor, so I've got to go and try and stake it. Right. Anyway, enough of the garden. So if you're using sprays, we're going to do this in a minute, and I'm going to go up the card. So we're going to try and do some kind of oh, the word just gone out of my head. You know, we're gonna oh my gosh. Oh, Moya, you've had no rain either. Wow. Okay. So we're going to do what's the word I'm looking for? You know, where we go light to dark or dark up to light. Anyway, that's what we're doing. If you can remember the word, let me know. Oh, what is it? Oh, anyway, so we're going to go from dark to light, probably. So we're going to do dark there, then medium, and then the lighter one here. Ombre, thank you so much, Moya. Well, this is a good start to the day, isn't it? So this is what we're going to do. If you are using watercolours, then we're going to do the same thing. You can set your watercolouring up in your palette, and then using a larger brush, sweep some of the colour on. If you're going on with watercolour, I would wet your card as well. So wet your card first and then paint your colours on using quite a larger brush. Okay, so we just get this kind of effect where they're fading into each other. So we've got this ombre going on. And I know I've got this. This is where I had heavy drops, but that's fine because it's the kind of background. The other background, I did do one earlier, but I actually cut the card wrong. So if we just look at this for the different shading, can you see? So as you can see, I cut the card the wrong shape, the wrong size. But can you see this has got, these are the same colours I've used here. It's just that this spray went on like that and this spray went on like this. You can see the different effects you can get. Okay. So it doesn't really matter one way or the other. But that's what we're actually doing. Oh, Lucinda's going to be joining us shortly. She's got some trouble. So what we need to do is get some colour on our card. Now, if you've got space to do the spraying and you've got lots of paper around, fine. I'm going to get out my trusted spray box again, which I'm hoping is going to show under the camera so you can all see what I'm doing without me actually dropping the box on the floor, because this is quite a large box. I'm going to get some tissue, paper towel handy, and then when we're ready, let's get some colour onto the card. So I'm going to go with this one first. I'm just going to, because I've got mica in mine, I just need to, oops. Looks like it's a new colour as well. There we go. Wow, that is dark. So what colour is this? Bachelor Button Blue. So I'm just going to spray down the edge like that. And then I'm going to bring in the lighter blue, more of a medium colour blue, I hope. And just spray like this. They are all going to run into each other very soon. And then I've got that Fabio, which you see gives us a kind of as a matte finish. All right. And the further away you are from the card, I was going to say the lighter the spritz, but it seems mine's dripping. There we go. So I've got some colour on. Now this is where we get nice and inky. And I'm just going to move mine around a bit just to try and group them, just to give it a bit of movement. That's because this is what I wanted. Whoa. But I didn't necessarily want all the dark blue coming up to the top. We've got a bit more white on here. So if you want to add more colour because you don't want as much white coming through, then please do so. As I said, we're just going to, we can just drown this thing. The watercolour card will take it. Oh, you can really, I can really see the sparkle now. I don't know if you guys can. And it's going to make one holy mess. Right, here we go. I kind of like that. I'm going to, right, let's see. Is it going to be two? Right, I'm just going to take off the edge there and here, just slightly. And take some of this up a bit. And then I'm going to leave that to dry. Doesn't matter if the edges have got slightly more on it. I don't really want them to be uber dark, but that's fine. It doesn't matter. There we go. I'm going to leave mine like that. Now I'm just going to take the box and put it to the side. So when you're ready and you've got the kind of colour that you want, I'll just move that. And now I'm going to try and keep it so that the darker colour is obviously towards the bottom. Let's just soak some of this up a bit. All right, okay. Right, we'll go for it. We'll just have to have it like that. And I'm just going to move my box out of the way to the back of me. And we'll leave that to dry for the moment. And then oh, there we go. Oops, covered in it now. So, hi Lucinda. I did get your message. Thank you. Great to see you again this morning, or have you join us? Right. Let's just make sure I haven't got any wet ink on my hands. I do have ink. It's handy. Okay, so when everybody is at that point, can you let me know? I mean, we're not in any rush for this one today. So when you're ready, you've got your colour down and you popped it to one side, just let me know. And we'll move on to stamp the image out, which we're going to heat emboss. So that's all I'm doing is getting my stamp ready. And a spare piece of card. Wow, there's a lot of bubbles in there. Okay. Thank you, Moya. I just give everybody a little wait. It's a little difficult to show that bit, and then we're just going to allow it to do its thing. I'm just going to leave it alone. I'm not going to worry about it. Let's see what happens when the card's drier. It will be a surprise. Thanks, Pauline. Thanks, Brenda. Now, I'm doing a smaller image this time. It's going to be much smaller, actually. Oh, well, yes, in width kind of thing. But it's going to sit quite nicely on my card, so that should be all right. I'm just having a look at my other card there. Thank you, Helen. So no rush. We can all take our time today. Just have to get a nice colour down on that card. And that's for the best. Okay. Now, I think, oh no, wait, I'll do it in black because I've got a black card. Okay. So once we're ready, the next bit we're going to be doing is stamping that image. So we're going to heat emboss. I'll just grab some. That's all right, Nikki, no problem. You've probably been very good, haven't you? Have you used rice paper or something mopping up? Mine's just in the bottom of my box. I should do that, shouldn't I? Put some rice paper in the bottom of my box. No problem. I'm just literally getting ready. So those of us, we're just getting ready to do the image, but we'll wait for people. Just for, oh, good idea, Nikki. Good idea. No, I'm being naughty doing the demoing, aren't I? Not picking everything up. Thanks, Nicola. You can, Nikki. If you want to stamp onto watercolour cards, you can. I don't know what this card is. Actually, that's a good idea. I don't know what I've got in front of me. I think I just did mine on smooth, super smooth last time. Did I? I'm trying to figure it out. 1 second. I think I just used all. Did I? Yeah, I think I used ordinary white card, but you can use. We are going to watercolour the image, so if you want to use watercolour card, you can. You only want a bit of scrap card. Actually, watercolour card tends to be much thicker. So if you've got an image that might take a little bit more cutting out, let's try this. Actually, let's do one on watercolour. I'll do them on both. I'll do 2. I'll just have to use this. I don't have any spare. So actually, I'm going to use the super smooth. I don't know where that card's come from. Right. So you can, yeah, we are going to watercolour our image. So if you want to use watercolour card, use watercolour card. I'm going to do it on both. So I'll just be a step behind you. But see the different finishes. For those of you using using a smooth one, that's fine. Okay. So I'm just going to let Lucinda catch us up. We had a few issues with her PC. So We'll just wait for that. Get everything else that we need ready. I'm going to use some. I'm going to use black VersaFine. That's all right, Lucinda, thanks. I'm going to use black VersaFine because it's a nice wet ink with clear embossing powder. If you want to use Versamark ink or the Wow embossing ink and use black embossing powder, then you can, or any colour you want. I mean, we could go with different colours here. Had I thought about it, I might have cut the different areas out in the different colour cards, like blue or something, because I'm going with blue. I could have used navy blue, but I haven't done that, so that's fine. And I've lost another piece of card as well, I've just realised. I don't know what's happened with the card I cut yesterday. Okay, never mind, I'll cut it in a minute. Right, so I'm going to, and I'm doing this over here so you can see it, ink up my image, so give it a really good ink up. Oh, you know what I haven't done, don't you? Although, because we're cutting it out, it's not a major issue, but I haven't anti-staticked my card. If you want to do that before you start stamping to catch the ink, but because we're cutting it out, it might not be that bad because it's really just the edge of the image that we're cutting, isn't it? So it's only if it's going to catch in the middle. Right, give that a good bit of an ink up. And then stamp out your image. Where am I going to put mine? Let's do it. I don't think I put enough anti-static down now. Right, so stamp your image. Make sure it's make nice contact with the card. Oh, I only want the flower, don't I? Oh no, I want all of it. Angela, behave yourself. There we go. So I've used a smaller one today. Right. Bring that up. Let's get this embossed. Right, lightly tap that. I'm just going to put mine to the side because I'm going to do both, aren't I? Watercolouring as well. So we can see the difference. So I'll just do another one quickly on watercolour card so we can compare the two cards. And then just stamp. Let's get the image down and then emboss again. Right, okay, so I'm going to heat emboss those two images. And hopefully you got yours done. Okay, now I always heat from the underneath, as you know. Well, that depends what we're doing actually, but 9 times out of 10 I heat from underneath. So I'm trying to do that. So get the gun nice and hot. So I'm just doing it underneath. Try and show it to you. Camera. There we go. Then there we go. So hopefully you've got one nicely embossed image. You don't need two. Okay. Right. Don't know where my black card's gone. I cut out. Oh well. In a minute. Let this dry. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to use the colours of the background to colour in the image. If you've got the darker areas, then that's where I'd put the darker colour, and then bring. So again, I've ombreed it, and that's not going to be that easy on this because there's obviously darker colours around. So look at the image that you've got, and then just what we're going to do is colour it in, and then we'll have all the colours blended together so that they kind of just form. So it looks like it's practically the same colour in one sense, just catching the lights in different ways. Okay, so that's what we're going to do. So looking at your image, which I'm excited to see what you're all doing, this is what we're now going to be looking at. So I've got my pot of water. It doesn't look that clean, but I think it's got green in it. And then I'm going to use my palette to put some of this in. Now, the easiest thing to do, if you've got a spray, just mix up this mica again, is to just pour a little bit in. Just a very small bit, just very, very gently. Pour a little bit in rather than spritz it, which could go everywhere. Okay, you can always add to it. So I'm just going to pour a little bit in. And then the Fat Fabio. Just again, very gently. There we go. I have got two to colour, haven't I? So we'll have a look at this. Just get my cloth handy. Okay, so are we at the point of ready to start colouring then? Is that where everybody is? Sheila's had to leave. Somebody's turned up. How very rude, a visitor in the middle of our workshop. So I hope she has a lovely time. So are we all ready to start thinking about what we're going to be colouring in? You're all very good at this now. Anyway, so you're all, I'm sure, started and ready to go. Okay, Brenda, trying to keep this in the light here so you can, hopefully you've got enough light to see this. If I put the overhead lights on, I get shadow as well. If you think it's a bit dark, just let me know and I'll go and turn the other heads up, the other lights on. Brilliant. Thank you guys. Thanks, Pauline, Helen, Moya, Brenda, Nikki. Cool. Thank you. Cool. Yeah, Pauline, brilliant. All right, Lucinda, if you're on a craft mat, you could pop them onto the craft mat. I just got them in a pallet so that you don't have to clear up straight away. So if you need to do that, we're just going to start the colour. So what I'm going to do, which you actually can't see me getting water on my brush, but I'm sure you're all okay with that, aren't you? Whoops, still not there, but using my water and my brush wet, I do wipe some of it off. Now I'm going to start with the darker colour first. Now on my image, of course, I've got some darkness around here. Have a look at your image and see what that looks like. And then I'm just going to paint normally with the watercolour. So it's now up to us to do some painting. So I'm trying to think what I'm going to, because it was easier on the pear. I just did 3 stripes. So let's have a look. I think I'm just going to bring in the dark blue. And it certainly is different. It's a lighter colour actually when we start watercolouring with it. That's better. Let's get some colour on. You can always add colour anyway as it dries. And then turn the card to help you colour in rather than being a contortionist. Let's have a look. So this is going to be dark here. All this text. I think I might, and it's going to be dark in the centre, of course. Coming out. So this is going to be where we're going to start doing some blending in a little while. And if you've got anything overlapping, so with these kind of leaves, I might just do that little bit there. And just work around. I'm going to have dark here again, and then I'm going to a little bit of dark there, which I'm then going to go into the lighter colours with the very lightest right at the top there. You might want to put a little bit. My brush is quite wide actually. Let's just wipe that a bit. Thankfully, we're cutting this out. Should really get a smaller brush. I'm just going to add in my image. So have a look at it. And I'll come up and do the stamen in a. So these are going to be a bit darker here. Right, here we go. Right, and I'm just going to repeat on the other one. See what kind of difference that makes. Of course, the other way we could have done this, and you might have done that yourself, is we could have done a whole coat in light and gone over it. I haven't done it that way this time. Okay. It's very hard to keep talking whilst colouring here. Make sure you've got enough water and colour on the brush so that it doesn't catch on the card. It's going to be interesting to see the different effects we're going to get now on the cards. I'm going to do this slightly differently. Bit of dark there. Just a little bit of dark on that one. I'll come and do this bit. And then as I said, I'm looking forward to seeing what you're colouring, what images you've used. Oh, could have used some dark down there. Never mind, we'll do that in a minute. So just work your way around, blend in the different colours. We can always go back and add some more if you want darker anywhere. Then we can do that, or lighter. Let's see what this comes out like. Okay. So the water card. Blends quite nicely. The other card, this other Super Smooth, has done it as well. From Pink Frog, which is nice. As long as you've got, we don't want to drag the brush across the card. That can make it pill, can't it? So last time, I think I told you. Did I tell you I told you, didn't I, that I'm going to be a great aunt again, didn't I? I told you that last week. Last time we got together. It's been confirmed it's a baby boy. So my nephew is having a baby boy and my niece has got a baby girl. Kind of worked out well, didn't it? So that's good. And then my nephew Darren, it was his birthday this week and they had a barbecue at the weekend. And that was the first time he'd seen his niece. She was born in September, so they've now moved back from LA back to Florida. And that was the first time he'd been able to see her, what with work and all the rest of it. So that's nice, isn't it? So I'm going to have I've got a great niece and I'm going to have a great nephew, which I think is kind of cool. One of each. So, right. I'm going to bring the lighter colour in, or in this case, yeah, the lighter blue, which looks much cloudier here. Oh, some of that colour's mixing in it. Oh well, never mind. That looks like more oxidey. See how that paints out. And then I'll worry about the... Oh. Good job I'm not trying to cut this out with a white border, isn't it? Still, you can remove that if you want to, if you're doing watercolouring. I'm sure you know. So if you've gone over the lines you don't want to, well, that's a bit thick, then you can get a wet brush and then you can not do that, Angela. Then you can kind of wick it. Make sure it's clean water though, won't you? You can wick it back. That's what you want to do. Paper towel's probably better. There we go. I don't need to worry about that because I'm going to cut sort of with the lines. Don't know what's happened with that bit there. It's not painted very well at all. Still, we can sort that out in a minute. And again, so, and I've got half sparkly, haven't I? Or 2 sparkly and 1 much line, 1 flatter. Oh, I kind of like that. Try and get the colours to blend. There we go. I think that's the only bit on here. Just do it around this little bit here as well. That's it. Let's see what happens on this one. Just mixing the colours in. This might have dried a bit too much to. Probably should have done 1 flower at a time, shouldn't I? Oh, that's all right though. That's not too bad. There we go. So I can't believe Somerset hasn't had any rain. How did you manage to? Mind you, not all the country had rain, did they? We had a lot down here. Started Thursday night and didn't finish. Didn't stop till Friday evening. There we go. Set. So I'm going to just let that dry off a little before I add any more colour. So I'm going to work on the stem. So what colour shall I do the stem? That's interesting, isn't it? Let me have a think here. Do a little bit of the. Let's try the dark and wash it out. Because of course, with water. Oh dear. With watercolours, you can always drag the colour out by adding more water. Which is always very handy. There we go. It's all right. There's a tiny piece of white there, which I know I'm not going to cut out. Hey ho. Just lift a bit of the colour. That's not too bad. And then let's try this one. So I hope you're. Oh, good grief! Wow, Brenda, that was a lot. Yes, Lucinda. It's threatening here as well. Well, it's very cloudy here, so whether we get any more, I don't know. But, wow, fancy flattening all that grass like that. We I was out for a meal with some people that had come up from Windsor actually. Um, not just for the meal, they'd come up for other reasons. Anyway, um, they said driving down yesterday in the weather was the worst they've ever done, and they drive down here quite a bit. Well, it was the nephew of the lady that used to live next door to Mum, who sadly passed away. So it was them. They used to come down a lot. But they said they've never driven through weather like it, and the forest is flooded, which that's, I should say, par for the course. How are you getting on, Nikki, with your vaccination program? Are they using you? I hope they're using you. And then I had a trip. Monday we went back to the house in Hillingdon. And then suddenly everything happened. Probate's granted now. That's a whole story, but we won't worry about that. And now we're back up. Because it's sold, we've got to get it empty. So we're now back up there. Well, I'm back up there Saturday to help my cousin, and then we're back there Monday as well. Try and once and for all get it sorted. So, anyway. Oh. Well, I'm glad you're enjoying what you are doing. That's really good. St. John's haven't used you. Well, it's very rude, isn't it? Glad you're enjoying it, though. Okay, so have a look at your image. See how it's doing. I think we are going to probably have to force dry some of this stuff. Just having a look at my card. Oh, it's interesting the way it's. Oh, I like that. I'm going to have to force dry it though, which it will give us a different effect. So it's not a bad thing. It's just have a look at your flower though. Do you want to add any more colour? So if you see places where you want to add the colour, you want to make it darker, for instance. I see a couple of places. Then let's go back in and add some colour. I think what I will do is get the dark in and then come in straight away so I can blend them out. That's a bit better. And then bring in the fourth colour. Fourth colour. Look at me, I've only got three. Bring in the last colour. Yes, I like that. I like that a lot there. Right. Okay. So then let's bring in some more of the dark here. Just trying to flick it up a little bit so it's not got such a harsh line. Then back in with this colour, my middle colour. And then are you all aware that Clarity's doing their what would have been their open day online? So there's demos on the Clarity Matters blog, and on Barbara's blog, she's giving away stuff during the day. Don't know if any of you knew that. And they've got a special offer on their website. If any of you are interested, just thought I'd share that with you. Let's get that blending like that. Yeah, I'm quite happy with that. So let's just finish this one off a little bit. And also, those of you that get the hobby art email will know, Jenny's doing a workshop using the train scene stamps, which is actually a set of stamps I was wondering whether we wanted to use. However, she's doing it as well. So I've been thinking, I don't know, July, did you want to order or have a stamp set that we all work from, or are you happy to continue working the way we are, using your own stamps? I've seen something like that. Do need to be reduced. Yes, Lucinda. Are you after stamps or are you after groovy? Because again, we could do something with Clarity stamps. Missed which stamp sets. Oh, the hobby art one is the 2 train scenics. There's 2, I don't know what she's called, train or railway ones. And she's doing a workshop using both of those sets. Actually, I don't know why I'm telling you, because it clashes with our workshop. It's on the 17th of June, but it's on Facebook, so she's going to save them, so you can go back and do them anytime. Oh yeah, the sticker word stamps. Yes, Lucinda. So I don't know. It's if you want to do something for the next 3 sessions before I take a break. I would like us to do something slightly different in the workshops to start with. I wasn't going to do cards. I was going to do something else to get us all back stamping and colouring stuff again. So, some ideas. And it's just what everybody wants to do, really. New stuff, things with your... Right, yep, fine, Lucinda. Okay, Brenda. I'm quite happy. I just didn't want you to think that I'm not offering you anything. I'm just pawning them. Happy to go with the flow. Okay. Well, somebody has to make the flow. It's like that'll be me then. All right. There we go. So this is slightly different as well. I like them. It's all right, Nicola. Okay, guys. You don't want any new stamps. Or you're getting your own new stamps then. That's fine for the moment. That's okay. I don't mind. Oh, Lucinda, thank you. I can't lay claim to all of these ideas. I do see them online. Okay, Nikki. Oh, no, you're not being rude. Don't worry. It's all right. I can see you on the phone as well. If you're losing your comments on YouTube, which I know some of you do every now and again. Right. yes, I do have a look and see what's going on and try and put my own little spin on sometimes. Oh, I haven't added a little bit of colour to the stamen, have I? So let's go with the dog. So this is on mine. Um, it is all black, but anyway, let's just add a little bit of colour up here then when I colour it out, cut it out. Can I get it really dark? Let's just colour the whole bit and then I'll cut it out in a random way. Just having a look at this stamp a minute. I think I've just coloured. Yeah, I have. Okay. Just coloured I missed the stameny bit. Let's just do that bit then. I thought it was just the line, but it's not. She's opened it up. So there we go. That's better. I just dot a bit of colour around and then I'll just cut out in some random way when I do it. So this. Okay, there we go. Oh dear, Lucinda. Give her a paintbrush. I thought what Bethany did the other time she joined us was spectacular. She should join us more often. It was amazing. Right. They're out early. What are they doing? Swimming or something? Oh, can we go back swimming? I don't even know what we're allowed to do these days. Right, what am I going to do with the pot? Let's hand it over there. Oh, she got football, hasn't she? Does Bethany play football? Lucinda, do I remember you telling me that? Okay, how are you getting on with your colouring? So I've got both my images, so we can see the watercolour one, and we can see the smooth card. There is a, I don't know if it will show up on the camera, but there is a subtle difference here. The way it's, obviously because of the way it's reacting. That's fine. There we go. Oops. Just taking a bit too much colour off there. Now I'm faffing. Okay. Right. Stop faffing, Angela. Oops. Okay, folks, nearly just put my paintbrush in my glass of water. Right, there we go. Oh, Sunday mornings. Oh, so you can go right. Oh, wow, it is all go, isn't it? Okay. So have you finished colouring, everyone? Has everyone finished colouring? I printed out Father's Day bits and oh, that's cool. That's a great idea, Lucinda. What are we doing here? Ready. Thank you, Nikki. Deep sigh of relief there, Lucinda. Okay. So these are the two. There's a slight difference. I don't know that you can tell that. Oh, I can't get you the light, can I? There's not too much difference on camera with the different card. This is the whoops. Let's give you a picture, shall we? Oh, you can't even. So this is the watercolor card, which is so dark. Let me just turn the other lights on a minute, see if they help. Maybe. So we've got this one, which is on the watercolor card, so you can see how those colours are reacting, and then this one is on the super smooth. So that's really that's lovely as well. I like both of them. They are subtly different when you look at them close up, but I do like that. That's very nice. Now, do we force dry these? Because it will affect the colour, How is yours doing? Because obviously I had 2 to colour. Yeah, these are they're not too bad. They're getting there. Thanks, guys. So you're all done. You're already in coloured. Right. Shall we have a look at our background? Let's see what's happened to my background here. So I've got a background that looks like this. It's kind of funky. I didn't know it was going to do that on the edges. Who knew? But that's kind of funky. Oh, Lucinda. Oh dear. Thanks, Pauline. Easily done, easily done. Right, I'm just trying to give myself some space here. Hang on. Right, okay. Right then. Yeah, this is way too damp still, so I am going to have to force dry mine. I don't know how you're getting on with yours, so I'm going to have to put this on again. So I'm just going to dry these last bits. Gosh, where did all that green come from? Looks like it reactivated it. Okay. Okay. I don't even think that's dry yet either. I'll do that in a minute. So, okay. What I'm going to do, what I should have done, I just had a thought here. I think we would have been better if you didn't want the edges. If we'd gone for larger card and then cut it down, then you can obviously choose the bit that you want. So I know we're going to have to force dry this to carry on stamping, I'm afraid. So hopefully it's dried enough not for the heat gun to affect it too much. If you've got wet, really wet on there still, then obviously the heat gun is going to push the paint out. Let's see how you get on. Because unfortunately, you can't do the next bit without the background. So, okay, I think that's going to be dry enough. And I've got some granulation where some of the mica hadn't dissolved, which is interesting. How did I get that up there then? I think we're going to be all right. How are the rest of you doing? Are you all drying? Has it dried? Okay. Yes, I'm wondering whether I should be all right. Okay. Thanks, Lucinda. So once we've all got our backgrounds ready, we're then going to dry. We're then going to start thinking about adding some extra stamps. Now, with this one, the pear comes with all this background behind it. So not that, but this bit here is the shape of the pear. Okay, that's the actual stamp. Do I have it to hand? Probably not. Do I have it to hand? Oh, yes, I do. Well, I have. Oh, yeah, it's over there. Right, so you can see here. So you can see that's a separate stamp. So you can see the background of the pear is this bit here. So that's why I stamped it underneath. Now, it's entirely up to you. If you've got any part of your stamp that you've chosen that you're going to be cutting off, so I've got these little dots here, haven't I? If you're cutting them off when you cut them off and you want them to show, then we're going to stamp them. So we're just going to do some stamping on the background. Now, obviously, this is quite a large image. If you want to make this narrower to work with your stamp, then feel free, because I might be doing this myself in a minute. I might be cutting this down to a fraction. Because I think, what was it? 2 inches or something? Oh, no, centimetres, wasn't it? So it was, yeah, about 2 centimetres and about 2.5 centimetres on the black. So if you want to bring it down and your words still fit, which mine will, then if you want to make it narrower, then please make it narrower, which is what I think I'm going to end up doing on mine. So if we're all dry, are we all dry? Get my card flat. So let's have a little think then. Is this going to be too wide? And the answer to this question is yes. I think this is going to be too wide for me. So if I put my little image over it, well, actually, I might get away with it on mine. But I do think a fraction wider. No, I'm going to get away with it. If you think that this is too wide and your wording that you add fits into a narrower margin, I'm going to be using, I happen to have this in front of me, but I'm going to be using this image. I'm going to do a birthday wishes on it this time. Now, I was going to stamp it again, but I might just happen to use the one I've got sitting in front of me. I'll stamp it. So, of course, mine could go match. Has got plenty of room to go narrower. Just have a look at it, and if you think you're going to need to cut it down slightly, then please do. You don't have to stick to this image. The other thing is that I had a little thought about afterwards. Sorry, I had a thought about this when I woke up this morning, so I was obviously dreaming about him. Is this one I've left pretty plain as such. It is quite straightforward. It's nice. I like it, but it's quite plain. But what we could do is either add some splatters if you want to, entirely up to you, or some thread around the background. Pauline, it doesn't matter. Just have it the other way around then. Pauline, it doesn't matter how you've sprayed your card. It doesn't matter. You'll just have your stripes going this way then, won't you? However you've done it. However you've done your card, what does it look? It will turn the other way. So it really doesn't matter. You've still got a background that you can work with. So you could add splatters, you could add thread behind it, and that's the kind of thing that was going on in my head when I woke up this morning. I didn't tell you to bring any of that stuff. If you have it to hand, great. If you want to use it, great. If you don't have it to hand and you want to use it, then don't glue everything until you've added your extra bits. All right, entirely up to you. I might throw a bit of thread in. I haven't fully decided about that yet. I may or may not, but we'll see. I think it will make it look quite different, so I might do that. Right, so I'm in an R ring now. Now we have the time to do whatever you want to do in your background. All right, so this is all time for you to play, free play. So I am going to stamp my stamp again so I can get some of the bits that I'm not going to cut out. Maybe I won't cut that properly or something. So I'm going to have all of this there, and then I'm going to use this stamp, which has got some background on it. You can use any journaling stamp, anything, any kind part of a stamp. If you've got part of a stamp you really like. And there's another one I've got here that I might use as well, just because it's got some bobbles on it, and so that will match this here and these bits here. So this has got some splatters as well. So I'm just bringing them all together. Whatever you've got for your background, it really doesn't matter. Okay, so I'm just going to, now of course you might want to use your press to do your first one so that you know you've got the stamp in the right place, which is how I did this the first time round actually. This piece of white card doesn't look straight, even. Oh, it is. Yeah, so I positioned, so if you want to use on the stamp press, I positioned it like that, so then I knew where I was going to stamp my pear. I wonder if I just risk it and go like this time. So I kind of want it, no, let's get the stamp, it's out anyway, it's not like I've got to go hunting for the stamp press. Let's just grab the stamp press then, and I'm just going to do this quickly for that one, and then I'm going to flip to using an acetate holder, block, or whatever you want to call them, and then freehand as well. I'm not going to put it on a block, so we'll just do some freehand stamping. So this is what I did first of all then, when I had this card in. I had a rough idea where I wanted to put the image. Make sure there's no ink coming off of it. I don't think it'll show anyway. To be fair, position how you want it. Let's do it like that. And then stamp that down. Give it some nice ink. You're stamping onto watercolour card here, so make sure you've got quite a bit of ink on here, so it has time to go through into it. We get good coverage, although in fairness, nobody's going to see it anyway, are they? But as long as you ink up the bits you really want to see. Because I suppose I'm just about to cover it up anyway, aren't I? So it doesn't matter if it's not 100% perfect. That's it. And then let's get that off. Move this out of the way. And then let's get that ink off. Right. Now I'm going to stamp images around the card. If you want to keep referencing back to where your positioning is with your little band, then obviously put that back on again. If you want to think about it, is it going to go lower? Is it going to go higher? Where is it going to go? If that helps, decide where the stamps are. Some might be peeking out from behind it, which will look cool. So I might have something like this one peeking out of it. So it's just a few numbers coming up, something like that. So let's have a little play with your stamps. And this is Oops. Has this got a right and a wrong way? Yes. Don't really want to stamp the numbers the wrong way around, do we? Upside down. I suppose that'll add a little something to it. Okay. I'm going to use this as the guide, and I'm going to stamp that there. It might look a bit random, but I think there we go. So that's going to peek out like that, which is great. Be even better if it was straight, but never mind. Do something like that, and then right, let's done with this stamp. I haven't done anything with that stamp. I'm just going to add up little bits of it now. Just going to put another little piece in the corner, I think. Oops. That. There we go. And then the other part up the top here, I think. Like that. There we go. Marvellous. How have I got ink over my hands? How in heaven's name has that happened? Never mind. Not to worry. Okay. So I'm going to use this. I quite like the wording hibiscus, so I may actually pop it up there in this instance and just have happy birthday, because I do like it. I think it's written rather well. Now, what bits am I going to want to use from here? Should we add a bit of a butterfly? Because obviously I'm not going to use all of this. Although again, that is going to get hidden, isn't it? Let's have a look at this. How's this going to look? So keep playing with your stamps. Think about how you might want to see them. Portions of them. See, now arguably that's going to look quite cool there, because it's going to cover up. I think we're going to do that, even though I'm going to go over that other stamp, but it's going to be hidden, isn't it? So it doesn't matter. So look at your stamps in different ways. Think about which bits you're going to use. If you want all of it, then use all of it. If you want a little bit of it, then use a little bit of it. I think I'm going to do, so the craft is going to get hidden, but that's all right. Let's bring that down. So it's going off the edge a little bit, so it's not dead straight. Edges. Right, there we go. How you all doing? Sure you're getting some splendid backgrounds. There we go. Yes, I like that. And then that is going to sit kind of like that. Yeah, I like that. Now, can I get the butterfly up there? I think I can. Let's just pop that little butterfly up there then. So let's pop this one here. Like that. There we go. Excellent. Right. I think I'm going to leave it like that now. Keep some white space, even though it's coloured, just white space, so that not everything is coloured in. Put them away. Just going to put my stamps away so I don't lose them, especially this little one. Right. Now, the question is, do I put the word hibiscus up there or just stick with happy birthday? Or birthday wishes as it actually is. Is it going to be too much? Can't decide. I don't know. I think I'm going to leave it, I think. Yeah, let's leave it for the minute. Okay, how are you doing? Have you got your background done, folks? I'm just going to block mine to make sure it's dry. Oops. A little bit of moisture there. So make sure it's nice and dry so it doesn't smudge or anything. And then once this is done, this is going to take longer than I thought. We're going to have a look at our image and we're going to cut our image out. So because I've got two, I'm going to start cutting. And then I may only cut one out for time saving. Let's pick this one. So as soon as you finish stamping up your background, think about cutting out, as long as it's dry. Yeah, mine's dry. So hopefully yours will be dry. And then we can cut the image out. And then, gosh, look at my hands. Let me just clean my hands a minute. Otherwise, I could get some splodging going on all over the place. Right, okay. Right, let's cut them out then. Of course, it makes it easier having the embossed line as well. Hopefully. Although saying that, I guess it's just as easy to cut over it still. Okay, I'll try and cut around that little bit there, haven't I? Okay, so let's do these bits, I think, first. I really don't. I know some people can cut out so quickly. I'm not one of them. What's gone on here? Yeah, it's much harder to cut out of watercolour card. I've decided. That's okay. We'll get there. I'm not going to be beaten. Except it's creasing now. Oh, yeah, all add to it. Let's have a distressed-looking flower. They're looking pretty distressed in my garden at the minute after the heavy downpours. As I said, my poor rose, one of my roses, most of the flowers are now on the path. All the petals. It's very sad. Thankfully, I took some photographs of it because it was really beautiful. It's a yellow rose. I'm sure I'll get some more back. I'll deadhead them and get it back. And as it So it is a yellow rose, and then as it ages, so to speak. Hang on, I'm just cutting this out. They're probably yelling at me anyway to cut it out. It gets tinged with this pink colour. Now I'm not a big into pink person really, but it looks gorgeous with the yellow. It just looks so beautiful. Anyway, hopefully they will flower again. It does repeat flowers, so it should be okay. In fact, that particular rose bush, which I've been feeding this year, I'm very proud of myself. Last year and this year, it is very old, but it's been known to flower all the way into November, December time. It's like, wow. So it really is a gorgeous flower. And a beautiful fragrance as well. But I don't know what it is. I don't know what it's called. Because it was planted when I arrived. Still. Okay, how are you all doing? Are you all busy fussy cutting now? So, no answers. I need to turn my scissors. So, let's get. Okay. How am I going to do this bit? Right. It's one thing I find really difficult. Well, there's a number of things I find difficult, but from a crafting point of view, fussy cutting, I just seem to have a real problem with. I don't know why. I think that'd be all right. I'm not going to be able to cut that bit out, I don't think. I think I need a knife and stuff for that, so I'm going to have to leave that. That doesn't look too bad at all. Just get some of these edges tighter. So there we go. How are we all doing? Yes, Helen, just forget about it. Lucinda, gosh, I wouldn't even be able to see to do this without my glasses on. I wouldn't even be able to start. I have to say, I nearly cheated. I nearly picked up an Altenew flower, which has got a die to cut it out. But I thought that wouldn't be very fair on you guys if I started doing that. So I'm going to wriggle mine around a bit. I mean, you could even scrunch it a bit if you want to give it a bit of more, I don't know, je ne sais quoi, a bit of, because we've got it stamped underneath anyway. There we go. It's going to give it a bit of depth. If you just want it ordinarily not scrunched, then just give it some dimension over your fingers so that you can give it a bit of body. Note to set off next time. Oh, Nikki, I'm looking forward to seeing what your stamp is then. Oh, that is exciting. Right, how are you all getting on? Have we finished cutting? I'm not going to take up time. Now, I'm going to try and find my black card, which is supposed to go behind it. I don't know. I don't know what I've done with it. I cut it out and I had all the cards together. No, it's gone. I don't understand that. I have no idea where that white card is gone or where my black card has gone. How bizarre is that? It's not going to be big enough, is it? None of these are going to be big enough for me. No. So I'm going to have to cut a piece of black card very quickly whilst you're finishing off your cutting out. I just don't understand where they went. It's not like I dreamed it. Right. So I'm just going to do my black card quickly. Cut a piece of black card out. If I can remember how big it is, it's 6 3/4 by 4 3/4. Oh, for goodness sakes, Angela. Use the ruler the right way around. Yeah, 6 3/4 by 4 3/4. And considering my right, 6 3/4. Let's go. Hang on a minute. Let's go 4 3/4 this way first, and I can use more of the card, can't I? 4 3/4. In fact, 4 3/4 I can cut in one trimmer because I just put it on the like that, and then I can measure 6 3/4. As I said, I just don't understand where it's gone. I'm sure it will make a reappearance at some point. Going, ta-da! Right. Little trimmer. There we go. Sorry about that. I just have no idea where it's gone. Right. Okie dokie. So you should have a stamped out background, a cutout image, and your bands for the minute, because we need to stamp on this one now, whatever your message is. So if you want to, because we can put it at the end wherever, whatever the message is, if you want to stamp that now, if you're all ready to do that. And then we can put the card together. And we can decide. With or without spatters, I don't know. Sometimes I think, do I want to put them on? And then I panic and I think, oh, they look really good with them on. Or do I want to not to worry about it this time? Right, so I am going to put birthday wishes on. I'm just going to keep it simple on this one. Yeah, just had another idea actually. We won't do that today. We'll do something else. Right, I'm going to do my birthday wishes then. Make sure it's straight. Gosh, I just chucked everything out of the way there, didn't I? I'm just going to use my matte minute to make sure this is straight. Come back, come back. Right. I'm just going to stamp this up and then I'll wait for everybody to get to the same place. going to put birthday wishes here, I think. There we go. That's what I'm going to do there. And then we can, I will wait for you to get to this point. Just put the stamps away for a minute, just so I know they're away. Crunchy, crunchy, crunchy. What's happening there? That's what's happening there. Right. Okay. Let me know when you're ready with your cutting out your background and your stamped banner. Okay. It's a nice one there too. Make another one so I can use my other hibiscus. Okay. Let's pop that out the way as well. Okay. This is when I start to tell a joke. I don't really know any. Any recent ones anyway. I'm thinking we need to get the gel plate out again. So I think in July we'll get the gel plate out. We'll do alcohol ink backgrounds. And I think we'll experiment with some different bits and pieces as well to make shapes. To make images on the gel plate. I think that's what we'll do. How about that? That'll give us some time. I need to grab mine. I didn't get time to do Birgit's little challenge that she did, but we can. I did see them all. I was watching what she was doing, which is very clever, very clever. So we'll have a look at that. Get some backgrounds going, I think. I think we might do it on tags. So they would fit with most of the sizes that we've got. Obviously not the very small ones, but if you've got a 6x6 or a 5x7, even a round one, we'll be able to pull tags. So maybe we'll do something like that. We might do a whole background just for a card. We might do that. We'll have a think. Let's see. Let's see what we're going to do. How you're all getting on. Are you still busy cutting? Oh, I don't really need this now, do I? I've done that. Let's move that out of the way. I've lost where my stamp holder is. Okay. Okay, Lucinda, we're just putting it together now. And I think I'm just gonna add a few, do I put some white splatters on here just to lift it a little bit? Or do I go black? I might go white, I don't know. Print out your sentiment. Okay, cool. Okay, Nikki, thanks. Thanks, Nicola. Right, I think most of you are pretty close, aren't you? So we are literally now going to start putting this together. So I'm going to put the white onto the black so the edges line up. And then we've just got a bit of the card top and bottom of the black showing. Thank you, Pauline. So I'm just going to, I'll just use my Tombow. To fit this on. On PVA. That's it. Okay. That's it. Let's get it lined up. We're going to press it down and press. I don't think that's not straight, is it? Oops. Is that going to come up and go straighter? Okay. Let's have a look. And then we're going to glue it to the background, wherever we wanted our background, which I think is just about there. That's it. And again, I'm going to trim the edges off because this black card is a fraction too long on purpose. Sometimes easier just to have it longer and then trim them. So think about where you want to put your band again. And then, so I had a few numbers and I had the butterfly showing, didn't I? So I had probably had it about there. Eek. That was a bit too much. So get it in position. Happy with it. Then get that out there for a minute. And I know I'll just put glue on my mat from the black. That's it. So let's put that down like that. Glue so it's easier to cut, and then we're going to cut that from the back. Oops. So cut any extra card from the back. There we go. Let's get rid of that. Glue all over my scissors now, of course. Okay. And then we're going to add, oops, hopefully I'm not going too far, sorry. And then we're going to put our image on. And we're going to need some foam, because obviously this is slightly higher, so we need a little bit of foam underneath that, or the silicone glue, whichever one you want to use. Entirely up to you. All right, I've got some foam tape out. Now, before you glue this down, do you want to put some thread behind it? If you want to put some thread behind it, then we need to reel off some. Now, do I put some metallic glue, or is that going to, or do I put the black? That's going to add an even more sparkle, isn't it? Which is a bit. Oh, heaven's sakes, I can't make a decision. Decisions. Okay, guys, what do you reckon? The blue or the black? Can you tell? Can you see? I don't suppose you can see the difference, can you? This is sparkly. as you can see. And the black is just the ordinary black tacking thread. Don't know if that's too much blue. Yeah, it's too much blue. I'm going to go for the black in this instance. Of course, you don't have to have any. Thank you, Lucinda. Yeah, I'm going with the black. Let's just get a whole reel. Let's just get. Ooh, I don't want it. That's it. I'm going to have it like that. Is that going to be enough? Yeah. Let's put some of this behind it, and then obviously we need it to show. So is that going to be showing? Sticking to my fingers. Is that going to work like that? Okay. Now it should work okay. My other one did work, even going over the banner. Yeah, there's a little bit of a dip, but it should be fine. If we get some foam. I don't know which scissors these are. They're ordinary. I don't know what they are. Right, there we go. And then I need a little bit in the stamen and the stem. So let's cut this in half. Ooh. So we have that to protect the stem. Ooh. Might be a little too thick there. And then the stamen. Let's make sure we've got enough. Yes, this is too thick. Gosh, got to cut even more off. Make sure you get it nice and balanced, because you don't want it to get, if you were sending it anyway, you don't want it to get crushed, do you? There we go. Where's the tape? There we go. Cut it so fine now, I can't even see how to undo it. There we go. Let's do that bit. Right. Holy moly, I've got to get this. So let's get this tape off. I am going to put a little glue on this as well, on these tapes. Just to make sure it holds. Oops, this is quite old. I don't even know where I got this one from. Okay, how are we all doing? There we go. And is this going to, this little bit going to hold? It's proving challenging to get the tape off. Oh, how are you all doing? Are you all finished? I bet you're finished, aren't you? Okay. Let's just get A little bit of colour, a bit of glues on here. There we go. I just noticed something that I want to cut off. There we go. Now, threads will move now. So get it lined up. That's it. There. There we go. Now, if you want to splash, you want to put some splatters on it, you might want to do it now before it goes onto the black card, because I sometimes don't like the black on the white. Moya, putting your second card together. Wow, impressive. So, I'm going to do a few splats now. I'm going to do it in white, so I'm going to lift it a little. Well, I would do it in white if I could find my white pen. There you go. I think this is nearly out of paint, actually. I have to get myself another one. You know, I do have other white pens. Right, so I'm just going to... Is there anything in it? Trying to stop it going everywhere. Eek. Can't get me diagonal. Oh, there we go. There we go. Leave that like that. So whilst that's just drying off a little bit, I will wipe this paint up. And then we can glue it together. Except because it's wet now. Just have to dry that off. Where's my card? See, lost my flipping card as well. Where is everything? 5x7. I must have a big black hole in my craft room. So there. Okay. I can't help it. Just love the colour blue. Okay. So let's have a look. It's starting to dry. Oh, what's on there? We've got a bit of glue on here. Oh, it appears so. Right. Sort that out in when it's dry. So how are you all doing? Have you all finished? Right. Let's get this even. Should be top left, bottom right, or bottom left, top right, I guess, depending on which way you want to look at it. You can do. Oh, come on, card. Right. Ooh. There. I think that's Okay. So I don't get any glue over the card. A little bit of white on here where I used that white pencil. Let's get rid of that then. Okay, and then onto your card. I don't. Oh, flipping it! That just moved as well. My card isn't on straight. Eek. No, it's not. I can show you the finished thing. Finished one, but need to background stamp my second one. Are you going to put them in your journal? Okay, Nikki. Yes. My journal's looking very poorly. It's like got hardly anything in it at the minute. I'm really going to have a play. Get some stuff in my journal, I think. Eek. This is going to drive me insane. Well, I can't get it off now. Well, not right now. I'll have to get it off later. There we go. So there's the finished one. There's the other sample. So we've got some different textures going on here. We can add anything really. You can always add any other kind of embellishment. Metal flower, paper clips, anything like that. For example, I'm just going to grab, I wouldn't use it. Well, it's a bit too big, but you see what I mean. So we could put a little paper clip here, I've got them in the cupboard. I've got some Tim Holtz ones. Don't know if I've got a little one here to hand. Nah, I don't. I've got other little ones. So you could put a little paper clip on or anything really. Any other kind of embellishment you want to put on there will look fine. Yeah. So how have we all done? Have we actually got to this point? Has everybody reached this point? Got some photos coming through. Let's have a look. Oh, Nikki, look at that. I like that. That's really cool. So you've turned yours to portrait as well. That's cool. I like it. Brilliant, Brenda. Thank you. Right. Really cool. So hope is everybody at this point? I don't want to just suddenly say bye. I know some of you haven't finished. That would be very rude. I don't know what's happened here. I have to sort my card out. Anyway, everybody all sorted? Thank you for joining me again. I hope you had a fun time today. I look forward to seeing some of your cards, or all your cards, if you can send them through. You can always email them to me. If you are not on the WhatsApp group, you can always email me. Hope you've had a fun time. Thank you for joining me this morning. I'll be back in touch again with what we're going to be doing the following week. Yes, I might be a bit late getting that design to you because I'm going to be in Hillingdon on Saturday and Hillingdon on Monday. So obviously I will be thinking about it this coming week, but it might, forgive me if it's a bit late getting to you, right? But I think what we will do next week at the next session, so there's not too much prep for you to do, is let's do some gel plate backgrounds again. So you want stencils and alcohol ink. Has everybody got alcohol ink? You might not have alcohol ink, mightn't you? I'm hoping you've all got a couple of bottles of alcohol inks, which we can actually do. Anyway, that's the kind of thing that we're going to be looking at. So thank you everyone for joining me. Thank you, Nikki. Thank you, Helen. Thank you, Moya. Thank you, Nicola, as well. I saw your message. It's been lovely having you join me, and I'll see you all again soon. Take care. Have a lovely week. Take care. Bye bye.